I got a message from her this morning. I was teasing her. Let me see if I can pull it up.
You know, she has her opinion and it's
Of course,
okay.
of course, it's all
I've
good.
met her and she's very nice.
Yeah, uh, yeah. You listened to the whole speech. I said, yeah. Like sending 12 million people back to their country is cost prohibitive. And she said, I'm glad you listened to the whole thing. But let me just tell you, the guy is a wacko. And he is pimping the media. And he's putting the money in his pocket. At the end of the day, if Trump loses this bid to $1 million out of his own pocket, it'll come back to him. So, in effect, the last 15 months and right up to, the election, he gets refunded from your wonderful donations. Seriously interested in becoming the president of the United States, whatever we now know about how he got into this and the reason he got into it has never been that contract negotiations, finished business is over. So then he was sitting there with his hat in his hand saying, oh, crap. Oh, shit. It didn't work. Okay, well, let's go have some fun with this race thing. But, I know that, Jeb Bush. He knocked off everybody on the stage that was running for the nomination. Again, that just shows you how weak credible candidate against the TV clown. He won on a popularity vote because of a household name, Trump. That's all it was. And he's a successful businessman 500 times. Come on. When is a dead dog going to wake up and understand that this guy is not presidential? Anybody can get on stage and read a script from a teleprompter. He's got to put in the Donald Trumpism.
Yeah, I wonder when this one will resign. That's helping him. How many people have resigned that have been working?
He's had two campaign chiefs that are, and who knows how many, underlings that we don't hear about in the press. But, this is the thing. Listen, say what you want to say about talking about our future in a better light than any other candidate on the campaign trail. You don't want to grow the middle class. So where's the workforce? Where are the laborers? We don't have robots yet that can do all the labor that is needed. I'm just telling you how it is. Talk to your friends. Hot sun and harvest crops of any kind. Peanuts, potatoes, corn, tobacco, cotton, grapes, cherries, oranges, apples, pineapples. Will you do that? You have a degree. You might have 2 or 3 degrees and may not have a damn job. But you're not willing to go out and do hard labor work. Are you to the problems that we have? Do you have the answer? It's basic common sense, folks. You need a labor workforce, no matter what country you're in. Many of the jobs that we once had have been exported. They're being outsourced to other countries because it can be done cheaper.
Yeah.
Even parts. I get these emails every day here in America to do so that we or ladders or whatever, and it was the uniqueness about it was how it folds up, and it was very lightweight but sturdy, and blah 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 blah. And he wanted to make this thing, as he has been doing, in America. Well, China, a lot cheaper, and you'll make more money, but we want 40% of your business, and blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, he didn't want to compromise. Didn't accept any of their deals. Saluted my friend from North Carolina, and I can't remember his name. I saluted that man for standing up for America first. And he said, no, I don't want to have it made in China. I want to keep it made in North Carolina, preferably, or somewhere in America. And that warmed my heart. It really did. He stood for something for America. So I hope that this man is still in the business and successful. And I wish I could remember the name of the company, because I would give him a plug right now. But look it up. There's a department store you can't afford. You may not be able to afford a $2,000 suit, but maybe you can afford one for $250. So you need to go to the store that you can afford. Every product you may not be able to afford. And I don't think there's anything factoring quality. To me, that's most important. I don't want to have to buy it every 6 months, but I pay maybe $100 more for something that's going to last 20 years. That's what we should be all about. America first. So if I was running for president, that would be my platform slogan. America first. It's about us, not about me. We need affordable health care. We need to get the farmers. Check yourself. Here's the thing. If education was more affordable, if insurance was more affordable, if the pharmaceutical products were more affordable, guess what? Everything go down. So if I want to go to school and be a doctor, if I can go to school and it costs me $40 or $50 or $60,000 for my entire education to become a doctor, that's a lot better than $4 or $5 or $600,000. Because at the end of the day, if you don't get a full scholarship to cover all of those costs, then you're going to be stuck with a huge mortgage. We call them school loans. It's a mortgage. You come out of school, you're a doctor now. You're a lawyer. And you got a $3 or $4 or $5 or $600,000 mortgage to pay. And you don't even have a damn job yet. Facing you from day one is a huge debt. Cover those fees so that you could do business and make money, and then you don't have to charge your clients so much. Everything comes down. Okay? Everything comes down. So it's working together. But we are greedy Americans. Everybody wants to be greedy. It's just like the other day when the crazy president of the company that gives a little, this goes to show you how overpriced this drug is. If you can afford to discount it by $300 and you're still charging somebody $300 for it, when it only costs you $13 to manufacture, greed. You don't care about the people, really. You're taking advantage of people who are desperate, trying to save their lives because you've got the only pen that can save them. That's hijacking. That's pimping, taking the advantage. You're no worse than a buzzard flying around looking for roadkill. Shame on you.
No excuse.
Bull.
I'm just curious.
She gave herself an $18 million raise.
Are you able to get it from other countries since they invented?
and would take the advantage of people who are in need. How do you sleep at night? But I'm not for gouging and taking advantage of people because you can. Because we're looking at two people who are bidding to be the president of the United States. We're looking at hundreds of people who are looking to be Congress. Old hippie. Did you see this guy? The doctor with the long hair. Looks like his time clock stopped in 1965.
Well, if that statue's it was represent. They're auctioning one of them, the one the guy saved at that
No
soap
kidding.
store. Yep.
The little wiener.
I don't even think it was that. It was what, a button?
A nub.
Poor
A stub.
guy. But you know, I think he could get an.
For the letter downstairs. So he says, Donald Trump is in the best health of any presidential candidate. Any doctor, he has a great diet, no issues, whatever. But at least more medical details other than making a false, bovine, bloated statement. He's in better, and in fact, it shows a reduction in income from the previous year. From 14 to 15, it was a substantial drop. I think it was a $12 million difference between her and Donald Trump. Well, listen, maybe that's part of her strategy. Maybe that's part of her plan, because it's about to heat up. Once they get into these debates and they're really going around and setting up their day-to-day plan. So I'm sure that there's a strategy from the Democratic Party. I'm sure of that. And they're certainly spending money, millions of dollars. And then there's two other people that are running, Johnson, Green Party, and the Libertarians. Neither one of them can break double digits at this point. And people say, well, why don't we them? Well, I don't spend a lot of time on them because there's not a lot to talk about. I think that they have not done a good speeches in articulating what he's stand for. And Stein, the lady running from the Green Party. So if you're not down with the Republican mindset, then what would be attractive to have you to go to something else? You stick with what you got. Perot. Ross Perot, I think, got 10%, 10 or 11%. And he faded to black. He was entertaining. Look at the charts. Look at the charts. The charts don't lie. You remember that? He was funny. A cross between, what was that character? Pinocchio and that's what's wrong with. He's a shyster. He's a self-serving buffoon. Hillary Clinton, she's got some issues too. There's a lot of controversy. And I must say, unsubstantiated controversy, never charged to how it works. Take two on it. I could go all the way down the line, all the way to the receptionist. Put people out of work because of the consolidation and allowing these morons, these greedy, you know what, to buy up a bunch of radio stations because the margin of profit was anywhere from 40 to 60%. Drove these investment bankers crazy. But more importantly, in the business mindset, that of most conservatives, Mitt Romney, they don't care. Because what they do is they buy and sell and destroy and bankrupt companies for their own gain. People can't just do things like this. They will continue to do that. To the lobbyist, then we're stuck with that mindset. Investors and stock controllers of Clear Channel / now new and the way they do business, they come in, suck all the oxygen out of the room, meaning the profit, pay themselves bonuses for doing a poor job, make their workers do 2 or 3 jobs and pay them less. because it's all about them. It's not about you. It's not about me and not about us. It's how much money can we make for how America rolls right now. And until those change, and only you, I'm talking about you, every single person who is listening and watching this broadcast, only you can bring about that change. If you don't like making $7 as a competition, best radio stations, the biggest radio stations in America, it's not like you can pick up and go from Atlanta to Chicago because you got the same ownership up there.
It'll be online radio shows, and it'll be
Yeah.
pre-recordings in their phones.
Yeah.
They'll get in
You're
your
right.
car. Some people's never heard their song. When you go into social media and the radio,
No, but they're rating services. Nielsen.
I don't listen to it.
I know you don't. I don't either.
And they only pick so many TV.
Of course not. They never have and they never will
No.
because
So-
it's cost
so
prohibitive.
To me, everything's changing.
Well, it is. It is. But be that as it may, you're right. Everything that you're saying, use the internet the way you just described. But it doesn't matter.
They
That
pay
doesn't matter.
them because
It's the fact of the number of people that is using
Let me
it.
say something about kids under 16. When my 11-year-old granddaughter gets in the car, she has on her phone her own music. She
Right.
pushes it in, and she don't talk. My 17-year-old granddaughter, when she gets in the car, it's the same thing. They have just push up kids and push on their music thing, and I can guarantee you they're with all different radio things. So I
Yeah.
think different. They don't
Now
have
it's
to
the
hear
internet,
it.
but we still have all of these choices to pick from.
Like
And then-
on music, he programs what he wants in there.
Right.
So even Cyrus was huge for a minute, but yes, your microphone sitting but and had her come up. He had it being programmed through his microphone stuff, but her came out raw and illusions, and maybe that's why people
Well-
like Guns N' Roses and people like that are filling stadiums faster than these new artists that are out.
Well, that's true. But, as time goes on, the generation of people who like the Rihannas and Beyoncés and they support them, both buying their music, going to their shows. And
Kids don't.
that's what they're gauging their success on today.
Plus the artist buys it, Lee. They'll go
I know.
out and buy
Yeah.
and buy 1,000,000 so they could stay at the
Yes.
top. Years ago,
Self-hype.
it was totally different. You really did sell these records, and you really did win a Grammy, but you didn't come back year after year. And every time there's an award show, just to have you there, they got to give you an award. Did you see Taylor Swift at this last show? No, you didn't. And you know why you didn't? Because she wasn't getting the awards. You seen Calvin Harris people? He wasn't there either because he was out of the country.
He's
But
always out of the country.
But I don't blame him. Maybe he don't want to be on these fake ass shows.
Well, he's out making that money.
It was the worst show I can. Maybe some people liked it, but being a person that's worked in the industry, it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. I because if she extensions, come on, give the job to somebody that knows what they're doing. We shouldn't have to be able to see them. Just watching these artists, I shut it off. I shut it off because I couldn't handle it. Did you see the guys hosting it?
I didn't
that was
watch
the
it.
biggest joke in the
Who
world.
was it?
Assholes.
Okay.
And I'm sick of Beyonce,
Hey,
to be
Carol.
honest. But I would
Okay.
go to her show
Let me-
if I could get a free ticket.
Let me do a commercial here.
Okay.
If you need extensions, call Carol. 1-800-I-NEED-HELP.
That's the truth because it's an embarrassment to me to see what people call extensions now. I mean,
Carol's
it's an,
she's the ace at extensions
there's
and
a lot of
hairpieces
people
and
that
all
are
that.
aces at it, but these ones that get the jobs like the television shows now, they used to bring Carol in and other people.
Mm-hmm.
Now they make the hairdresser learn, and she taped some stuff. Now, when we taped them on, we knew what we were doing. They blended, they matched. Now you can look at a show and you're like, oh, geez.
That bad. Can you get rid of my gray?
No, I don't like men when they start dyeing their hair dark. Most women don't let it grow in.
I know, but I'm saying if
Your hair looks great.
It-
Police man mistake a saxophone for a machine gun. They just shot somebody. They said, "How do you mistake that?" I'm just curious. You didn't mistake it when you
I
walked
got
up
the
on
answer.
that
I got
white
the answer.
guy
I
eating
got
the
the
man's
answer.
face. You didn't mistake that, but you didn't shoot his ass, and you should have shot his ass.
I have the answer.
Go ahead, the answer. They were the right kid. They were sent to the wrong place. Now,
Oh,
being
no.
a parent, how would kids getting off and the stewardess is walking up to you and it's not your child? Now, they think by
That's
giving
crazy.
her $2,100 in credit that they answer the problem. She said she would never fly JetBlue again.
Wow.
But you had two little kids that were sent with the wrong
That's nuts.
passport because they were coming from the Dominican.
Wow.
Two kids
Foreign
sent to
flights.
the wrong place.
That's nuts.
Now, I myself, they're not going to just give me $2,100. It's either we settle out of court or we're going to settle.
One of the things is talking about when you go down to Little Havana, which is kind of an interesting little area. Yep.
When they sent
did.
him here.
They did. That they did. But the people who
And he was here for a minute, but
him and so that he wouldn't be able to leave. And it
I had to shut things down, and I was getting ink leaking from the faucet, but going underneath through the pipe somehow, it's coming out. It told me exactly what to do, and when I unscrewed what it said to do and seen a washer was broke or something, snap, I had two washers there. About $200 or $300 for that little thing.
oh yeah.
So any
especially on
women,
the
if you're
weekend.
single like me, because I've never had, even if I had a man, I've never had the kind that
Trying to see what he's doing here.
I know how she feels.
So she
And
might,
I do like her as a person. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying
what's a girl's name? She was a great dancer and a little pop singer back in the.
that's my stupid
Hey.
son.
He better get him some help. He's someone. If you did a style for client A, you style for that, and you wouldn't take that same look and put it on client B or C because they have a different facial structure, different hair. So you have to create something unique and different for them. And no one has to know that you're doing work for these two people. So it's the same thing as when you go to one of these high-end or regular beauty salon. You can't tell the people in that salon, well, you can't do hair. Yes. Next question, please.
I'll be glad when I read his obituary. Isn't that terrible to
It
say
is.
that?
I don't want him to die. I just want him to. All right, folks, the show is over. Carol's just pulled the plug on me. We got to see you tomorrow morning at 10 on thepowerofvoices.com.